9:31, and it's about this time on Wednesdays we present and have for 10 years now, Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner. Largely driven by questions you have about the law. If you'd like to submit a question for future consideration, I'll tell you how to go about that here in just a moment. But first, would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Todd. How you doing this beautiful morning?
Just fine, and I'm sure you're doing fine as well. You were always so positive.
I couldn't imagine a better day.
When we last talked to you last Wednesday, you answered a question from Disney World. You were there with the grandkids and took some time out of your vacation, and we really appreciate your dedication. How was Disney?
Disney was wonderful. You know, it's so nice to see the kids happy and seeing the Disney characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's really one of those things to see Disney through the grandkids' eyes, I'm sure, was very rewarding.
That is rewarding.
Yeah. Well, let's see if perhaps this is a rewarding conversation this morning. I'm sure it will be, as we have another difficult situation to unravel, unpack, and see what you think. Ready?
I'm ready, Todd.
All right. Our email today says, my sister was driving on Tamiami Trail when she was hit from behind by a distracted driver. She was taken to the hospital with multiple injuries, including several broken ribs and a shoulder injury requiring surgery. It turns out that the driver was driving a rental vehicle and did not have insurance. We contacted the rental agency, and they indicated they are not legally responsible for accidents caused by renters. I also discovered that the driver's company rented the vehicle for deliveries when the company vehicle was being repaired. The company says they are not responsible because the accident happened before his workday was scheduled to begin. Is it true that rental companies are not responsible for ensuring renters have proper insurance? Can a lawyer help my sister? To that question, I'm confident in saying yes. Beyond that, let's turn to Bruce for some thoughts. What do you make of this?
Well, this is a case where someone should contact the personal injury lawyer immediately.
Okay.
And the rent-a-car company, unfortunately, was truthful. About 10 years ago, Congress passed an act making rent-a-car companies not liable for the actions of their driver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, during my first 40 years of practice, if a rent-a-car company or rent-a-car caused an accident, you'd be able to proceed against the rent-a-car company.
Mm-hmm.
But today and for the last 10 years, you can't do that. It's an amendment that's called the Graves Amendment, and you can't prosecute the rent-a-car company.
Okay.
The fortunate information from the fact pattern is that the employer had rented the car, so the employer would be liable as the renter of the car, and they would be responsible for the acts of their employees.
Oh.
I don't think the fact that he wasn't on the clock yet makes any difference, because as long as they gave him permission to rent the car, they are responsible. So
Okay.
there's hope for our poor injured
Yeah.
caller, but we also always have to remember that if it wasn't a company and there wasn't any insurance from the rent-a-car company, they could always pursue an uninsured motorist claim.
I knew we would get there. I knew it. It always is part of the conversation because it's so important.
Right. So this person will be able to recover for what looks like gigantic medical bills, pain and suffering, loss of wages, and other intangible damages caused by this negligent driver.
Yeah, it turns out this was a distracted driver. And I know in some cases, for example, in the case of a drunk driver, there can be punitive liabilities. Is that the case with distracted drivers or not?
Well, we would have to know more about why they were distracted.
I see. Okay.
Normally, I would say a distracted driver would come under regular negligence as opposed to gross negligence.
Nonetheless, this is somebody who's going to need financial help moving forward. Best option, get to a legal professional and do it today.
I agree, Todd. That's a great suggestion.
All right, Bruce. Once again, thank you so much. We always, and we have for a long time now, appreciated you weighing in on these thorny issues. And please say hi to everybody and thank you again.
It's my pleasure, Todd. I look forward to next Wednesday.
As do we. Take care. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, and the answer of the week. Now, if you'd like to submit a question for future consideration, it's as easy as going to our website and putting the keyword Bruce in the search box. And if you have something more pressing, maybe you're in a situation like this poor driver, and you need more immediate help, simply call the Port Charlotte office of Associates and Bruce L. Scheiner. 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. Don't wait. Call today, 941-743-7777. And tell them that Todd sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.